number 18. Okay, I've separated the variables. Now I'm going to integrate both sides, starting with the right side. I get 3x squared over 2 plus c. On the left side, rewrite that as y to the negative 2. When you integrate that, you get y to the negative 1 divided by negative 1. Okay? I'm going to do two things with that. I'm going to get rid of this negative, multiply everything by negative 1, and I'm going to put this back down in the denominator. So I have 1 over y equals, change all the signs, negative 3/2 x squared plus or minus c. You don't have to change that. Okay, now to get y by itself, we did one similar to this yesterday. Okay, it doesn't look so great, but if you just visualize this whole thing is chunked together, put it over 1, and then you cross multiply. This times this equals this times this. The shortcut is just flipping the whole thing. But here it is longhand equals 1. Now get y by itself and leave it ugly. Leave it ugly because it's not our final answer yet. Okay? Now if you want to, you can clean it up now, get rid of fractions within fractions by multiplying by 2 over 2. Or you can solve for c first. I look at what my initial condition is, and I decide, will that be easy to plug in? Should I leave it like this? Or do I want to change it up and multiply everything by 2? Honestly, you can do it either way. Now, since this is often a free response question on the AP exam, I want you to know you do not have to simplify your fractions. Your answers, as long as they are mathematically equivalent to their answer, it's fine. So you don't have to multiply everything by 2 to clean this up. But if you want it to match the answer that they have on the back of the worksheet, then that's probably what they would have done. So I'll go ahead and do that first. I'm going to multiply by 2 over 2, which means basically multiplying everything by 2. So the 1 will turn into a 2. Down here, multiply the first term by 2, that fraction will go away. But multiplying a c by 2, still a c. Okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and solve for c. Plugging in 2 comma negative 2/15. And I'm going to have to make some more room for this. Hold on. Okay, so y is negative 2/15. And x is 2. So if I let x equal 2, square it, you get 4. Times negative 3 is negative 12. Okay? So now you have two choices. You can just use common sense here, guys, or you can solve it formally by cross-multiplying. But when you have a fraction, whether I write the negative in the numerator or in the denominator, it's still a negative. So if you put that negative down with the 15, then you can just eyeball this to figure out the answer. Here's what I mean. I'm going to put the negative here. And now it's a little easier to see what c would have to be to give me that negative 15. C would be negative 3. And now that's not your final answer. You got to make sure you plug it in right here. Okay, so now my final answer would be, need more space, hold on. Replace the c with negative 3. And that should be what they have for their final answer. But I just looked at it and it's not what they have. Now this answer is perfectly fine, but is it the same as their answer on the worksheet? Yeah, it's the same. Because these both are negative, they just factored out a negative. And if you factor out a negative, you could have factored out a 3 as well, but they just factor out the negative, which is common with fractions. Then you're left with 3x squared plus 3. And then again, whether you put the negative here or on the top or out in the middle doesn't matter. So that's the equivalent answer, which is what they have. Okay? Thanks for all your questions. Keep asking them. Hope that helps. Bye.